Hi everybody, and welcome to You Are More Than Enough. The search for your identity begins in your immediate environment, such as your parents, people around you, culture, celebrities, and basically whoever inspires you or that you relate to the most. These people tend to become our role models, people we admire, we notice, we study, we emulate, we copy. Now, during the process of identity, you might ask yourself, who do I want to believe? Who do I not want to either? Who looks appealing and who doesn't? And who shares my passions? Whose footsteps should I follow and whose shouldn't I follow? Who do I have a lot in common with and who do I see myself becoming? In order to continue, I'm going to give you the definition of external feedback. External feedback is the information you receive from how others perceive you, receive you, what they think of you by the way they talk, treat, and see you. Plays a huge role in shaping your self-image. This external feedback, you tend to internalize it, what you hear through verbal and non-verbal cues. This can be helpful to develop social skills and know what areas to improve of yourself, etc. Blah, blah, blah. But it's easy to overanalyze and overthink people's reaction about you, and it can lead you to eventually come to wrong conclusions of yourself and to let the approval or disapproval of others shape what your identity should be. And letting people determine who you should be makes you a people pleaser. Now, people pleaser is someone who cares a lot about whether people like them and always want others to approve of their actions. Being a people pleaser leads you to rely on the affections of others instead of God's and lose touch with what really is important. And here's the thing, you can't depend solely on external feedback or external cues to shape your identity. Why? Because they will encourage you to make decisions and choices based on what is attractive to the world instead of what's actually right and instead of God, and it'll separate you from Him. Now, your starting point and focal point should be Jesus. Why? Because Jesus is unchanging and the rock that you can build your life upon. Hebrews 13:8 says, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. You see, He is an anchor despite the suffering and uncertainties. And also, overnight, you could lose everything the world tells you to base your identity on. But nobody can take away your relationship with God. Romans 12:2 says, and do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. In other words, a Christian's mindset is to be determined and reshaped by the knowledge of the gospel, which is by the power of the Spirit rather than the power of the world. Now, here are 3 qualities that are really hard to find, especially online: honesty, vulnerability, and transparency. Now, when people are real, we appreciate the courage and honesty that being genuine requires, and we wish more people would do the same thing. But when it comes to our own life, we hesitate. We are scared to admit our flaws and show our weaknesses. So instead of being genuine, we put on a mask. We perfect our appearance and hide anything that may reveal or be perceptive as an imperfection. Now, is it shallow and superficial for only people to care about your exterior? Yes, which is why you need to be aware of who you're dealing with. Except that you'll encounter many people who care more about how they seem or how you seem than what's really going on inside your heart and mind. Being aware will avoid you buying into this superficiality, and it helps you understand the dangers of defining yourself by the world's values and making a false version of you, who is a person who seems extremely impressive on the outside, but with a very equally neglected soul. Romans 1:25 says, who exchanged the truth of God for a lie and worshipped and served the creature rather than the Creator who is blessed forever. Amen. So exchanging God's truth for lies blurs the absolute distinction between the Creator and His creation. This exchange is the source of all wrong-headed thoughts and corrupt actions that go against the order that God put and set for His creation. Now, if you're going to drop the act of a fake you need to overcome the fear of people not liking you. And you have to remember, real relationships begin with you being real, because you cannot love somebody that you don't know. So in order to be deeply loved and known, you need to dig deeper, sharing your heart with people that have earned both your trust and your respect. Now, fighting the urge to choose human approval over God's approval is a long life battle. But in the end, you can choose to have a life of meaning, or you can have a life of attention, consumed, worshiping yourself, and trusting only what you see. You have to decide which of those lives you will have. Proverbs 29:25 says, "The fear of man brings a snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord shall be saved." Now, being vulnerable builds a community and helps others. It breaks down walls and gives others permission to be honest. Now, I'm going to define what a safe space is. Safe space, a place or environment in which a person can feel safe, an experience in which one feels safe to express emotions. Now, when it comes to sharing your innermost thoughts, use discretion. Be careful regarding who you share them with and where you do it. Some people love to twist words around and use them against you to prey on your vulnerabilities and weaknesses. Some details and moments in life should remain private and reserved for a close circle of people who you fully trust, people who love you and respect you enough to keep your private matters private. Eventually, you may be ready to share the story of your teenage years or the story of your childhood years and stuff like that. But for now, it is a time to explore who you are below the surface, to be honest with yourself and about the identity God made for you. First, focus on what money can't buy. Money in itself isn't bad, but the love of money is bad. 1 Timothy 6:10 says, "For the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil, for which some have strayed from faith in their greediness and pierced themselves through with very sorrows." Money focuses your attention on material goals that feed your ego rather than spiritual goals that feed your soul. Another thing why money is bad, because money helps you embellish your appearance at times for the wrong reasons, and people look at appearances, but God looks at our hearts. 1 Samuel 16:17 says, "But the Lord said to Samuel, do not look at his appearance or at his physical stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord does not see as man sees, for man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart." God's standards are inward, not outward. So learn to see the difference between things that can bring temporary happiness and things that bring lasting joy. Look for the light. John 8:12 says, "Then Jesus spoke to them again, saying, I am the light of the world. He who follows me shall not walk in darkness, but have the light of life." So the amount of light you expose yourself is basically the amount that you expose yourself to Jesus. And since we need Jesus in our lives, seek the light. Leave free time in your schedule. As a society, we've made busyness both an epidemic and a status symbol. Psychologists claim that this generation of teenagers is the most stressed out and depressed they've ever seen because they're overbooked, overwhelmed, and exhausted by unrealistic expectations. Now, Jesus frequently went by himself and spent time to pray and be with God. So, downtime is helpful helpful because it allows you to let your guard down, to drop any pretense and discover the real you. It offers space for you to enjoy the simple pleasure of doing something rather than doing it for a specific goal. Pay a lot of attention because the clues that you pick up about yourself during this time are very telling about who you are now and who you could become. When you're relaxed and comfortable, the real you feels safe to come out without the fear of judgment or rejection. Invest in friends who like the real you. Now, a reason why we make false identities is to impress the wrong crowd and the wrong type of people. Their values and attitudes will end up influencing you eventually. Though it's good to be kind to others, don't over-invest in those relationships. Keep your expectations in check. Do not lower your standards. And know that you may not have meaningful conversation with these people, and that's fine. You'll never find the courage to be yourself if you're surrounded by people who can't appreciate the real you and who you are at your core. You need to be intentional about building relationships that feed your soul, that draw you to God and bring out the best parts of you. Choose an accountability partner. As you get older, you're more likely to hold back your most inner thoughts and feelings. To smile when your heart is breaking, to look all put up together when in reality you're falling apart. And we've all been there. And sometimes circumstances will require you to put on a happy face, to act strong, to save your breakdown until you're behind closed doors. Even so, never lose the ability and courage to admit in the right company with the right people what's really going on inside of you. Having an accountability partner helps you keep yourself honest. It gives you a sounding board and a steel vault for what you openly share from your heart. Look for someone who is wise, godly, and trustworthy. Be sure they care about their relationship with God and looks for God for their sense of value. Now, this world will encourage you to build your identity on quicksand, to base your self-worth on your body, your relationships, your accomplishments, and your latest performance. Between parentheses. So you have the option of quicksand, or you could build your life on a rock, like I have previously said. Jesus is the rock you can count on as you wrestle with your identity. He's the one who knows you best and loves you the most. Not only that, you can trust God to tell you exactly who you are and who you are meant to be. Let Him fill you with the courage to be who He created you to be. That's it. That's the end for this video. If you like, you can like. If you didn't, you can dislike or just simply don't like. If you want to watch more videos and know any more upcoming vids, subscribe. If you're tired, unsubscribe, or just simply don't subscribe. Comment down below any questions or anything you'd like to say to me, and share this with anybody you think this would help. Anyways, guys, have a good one. Bye. Now here are the quality good. Karen, no. Leave my masks alone. No. I keep forgetting to start. Hi, baby. Mama. Hi, Mama. Mamita, I'm filming, Mama. Kira, I'm filming, baby. Baby, I can't. I'm filming, Mama. Kira, I'm filming. Kira, I can't play rope with you. I'm filming, Mama. Kira, I'm filming, Mama. I can't. I can't, Mama. Kira, I can't, Mama. I'm filming. Baby. I can't. Kira, no. Kira, no, please, Mama. I'm filming. Kira. Kira, I need to. Kira, no puedo, Mama. Estoy filmando, bebé. Jugué contigo más temprano, pero tengo que filmar, mamá. ¿Ok? Ahora tú contigo para montar, Kira, no puedo, mamá. Quita. Guys, no. No. What is it? About build